Good morning. I'm trying a new filter. I want to see if it works. Good morning. I'm trying a new filter. I want to see if it works. I think it's working. Because yesterday I was listening to the sound and it wasn't great. So, good morning. I'm trying a new filter. I want to see if it works. I think it's working. Because yesterday I was listening to the sound and it wasn't great. So, good morning. I'm trying a new filter. I want to see if it works. I think it's working. All right. Because yesterday I was listening to the sound. All right, it's working. But if there's any problems with the sound, let me know. And yeah, and I'll try and sort it out. But yesterday I was using this filter on OB. It was rubbish. So I'm trying another one now. And basically what I'm trying to do is get rid of that fuzz. And it doesn't sound like or seem like that there's a fuzz right now. So, all right, let's see how that goes. Let me get rid of this. Oh, that was me trying to type that. Bitcoin. Let's have a look. I haven't looked at the charts since last night, so go and have a look at the daily candles first and see what's going on. Let me see if my brightness is a bit low as well. All right. I've got this channel which I drew from before. Channels are very subjective, so it's not easy to trade using channels. And the way I use channels mostly is to determine either signs of strength or signs of weakness. That's what I like to use channels for. I don't really trade channels. For me, horizontal levels, especially when liquidity is taken, i.e. an SFP is the best. But you know, some people like channels as well. I've got this channel from, and then I didn't really match it all the way back. All I did is when you zoom in and if you just take the current price action, and so basically what we're looking at is this point here, this point here, and this point here. Now this lines up perfectly on Bybit inverse perpetuals, and I've looked at other Bitcoin charts and it's not the same. Okay, so but on Bybit these three match perfectly, and then you line it up with this to get the parallel line. And what I initially did was I initially used the top, and then when I saw that it's come up and broken, I've moved it so the midpoint lines up, so it looks like it's the midpoint, so I can get the upper range of this channel, because usually these channels are even above and below. And then when I drew this, I noticed that there was some kind of movement around the channel, and what I liked about it is that it goes back quite a far distance. It goes back to 2020. You can kind of see how the price moves around this channel. Not exact, but I think it's enough for me to use it. 1 second. Okay. So yesterday, as I was saying, we were looking very strong, and I was in some long trades yesterday, which I closed out and took profit on those trades. It went up higher. It doesn't really matter if you get the most profit out of a trade. I think a lot of people are obsessed with maximizing profit. The key to trading is not maximizing profit, it's consistent profit. It's consistent profit. And if you can consistently make profit and take profit, then that's much more important than trying to squeeze out every last inch, every last amount from a trade. And I think oftentimes you can get yourself into trouble because you overextend yourself and you get a little bit more greedier than you should. Yesterday I wasn't really too stressed about closing my trade. Even though it went further, I closed it in this higher range, and then it went higher. It's not a big deal. I didn't take the retest of the lower value area, and the reason why I didn't take it because I was just busy. And I don't like to trade when I'm not paying attention, which I wasn't. Yeah, so anyway, it's no big deal because you can always find, there's always trades to be found. And so yesterday we experienced a massive sign of strength, and the main sign of strength was the initial reclaiming this this trend line here, losing it, reclaiming it. That was for me, that was the first sign of strength. Losing and reclaiming trend lines. The reclaim is a sign of strength. Coming into this range here, that was the second sign of strength, and now we're experiencing the third sign of strength, which is coming above the previous range, sorry, into the higher range. This is a sign of strength. Now we're experiencing a little bit of weakness right now. See that? Is that normal? Yeah, it's a good question, you know, because it's hard to tell because you've obviously got people taking profit, and now it's a question as to whether there's enough entrance into the late entrance into the market. So we're clearly not swing failuring this price here. So we're clearly above this previous high, clearly above this previous high. That's good. So as long as we're consolidating above this level, and actually let me make it accurate. As long as we're consolidating above a previous high, I would say we're fine. Even if we do that. So, I mean, I would say that has to act as some sort of SR flip. I think we're fine. Yeah. I don't necessarily want to lose this channel, this mid channel that I've drawn, just quite simply because it lines up quite nicely with these points here. See that? I think it would look really weird for us to come underneath it, but it is possible to come underneath it and still be bullish. Because you can just come back up. It may do that without losing this previous high, which would be a failed auction. If it did that, that would be a sign of weakness, a real sign of weakness. I think there is a hint of a sign of weakness if we actually do come underneath this channel. That would be the first hint, but it is possible to just go back up, you know, and that's very possible as long as we are holding this previous high and we're flipping this previous high into support. That's very possible. And even though it might look weak that we're underneath this channel are not the guides. You know, sometimes the price can go through these channels, these midpoints. It can do that. But these SR flips are very important, especially when you're dealing with a previous high. I think if we start seeing the price come down, you know, make lower highs and then fall down back here, we're back in a previous lower range. We've lost this channel midpoint and we've lost a previous high. That's not going to look good. That's going to look very weak. Yeah. Now, it doesn't mean that the price can't come down, pick up liquidity to go back up. But then what are you dealing with? Then you're possibly dealing with some sort of head and shoulders pattern. Yeah. It's very unlikely if we start losing levels now for us to reclaim them. It's very unlikely. And then obviously if we were to do that and we were to reclaim them, that again, that would be a sign of strength. But you're dealing with to create this kind of behavior now would be a very obvious sign of weakness. And if the minute you start experiencing sign of weaknesses, that's when people start selling. And we're not at the right level where people are going to have limit orders. That's the other problem. So if the price starts coming down, the limit orders are going to be down here at 43,920. That's where the limit orders are going to be. So the reality is that if we start losing levels now, we're coming down. And then the chances of us going back up are going to be very low, very low. So I think worst case scenario, I want to see, I could deal with us losing this channel midpoint without losing this SR flip. I think that would be okay. And get back above the channel, that would be okay. I don't want to lose this SR flip, this previous high. I think it wouldn't look good if we lost this channel midpoint that I've got drawn, but I think it's recoverable because it may just be a way for traders to be trapped, to take liquidity from these lows, you know, and then go back up. It's very possible. But losing this SR flip, I think it's non-negotiable. I don't want to see it happen. I think after such an amazing sign of strength, that would be, it wouldn't be behavior that you would expect. It looks like we're forming some kind of flagging pattern at the moment. I don't know how low this is going to go. Is it going to go down to take that low, to form some kind of flag like that? It is possible. Or is it just is that going to be the bottom now here? And are we just forming a pennant to probably squeeze up and form a larger consolidation range? And I think the best case scenario for the whole crypto market is going to be a longer consolidation above this support level. So to have longer spanning time for the price to be above this level will be confirmation of acceptance in this level. That's what we want, because the longer we're here, the more confidence people are going to have to put limit orders at these levels. At the moment, I can't see that happening. Yeah. And what we're experiencing now, look at this behavior on the 4-hour chart. This is take profit, this is take profit, this is take profit, and these basically we're experiencing take profits. Yeah. And while these 4-hour candles are not terrible, it doesn't look good. But now if this it's not looking pretty, you know, it's not looking like healthy consolidation at the moment. It's just looking like a large amount of take profits, and as long as these support level holds, then we're fine. But what we want now is a green candle. We need a green candle, basically. We need a green candle because we need an order block so that the longs can now place orders. And if we don't get that, then it's going to be very bad. It's going to look very bad. So we have to see what happens. Right now, there aren't any trades to be had. I think the most important thing is just to wait and be patient. And see what happens. And see where the first order block is created in this range. And hopefully we're going to have a little bit of a prolonged range and a bit of an extended range. And then that will be easier to trade. Whereas right now there's no trades to be had because we're just experiencing a large amount of take profits and waiting for order blocks to be created. See, on the 1-hour time frame, there was an order block created here. See that? And it's just no orders were there. It's just nothing. So what we really need is anyone who's short to start taking profit to pull the price up. And maybe what we need is a little squeeze. And then we can start ranging properly. And we're not experiencing that right now. So we just have to be a bit more patient to see what happens with the price. If I pull a volume pool on this range, you can see that we're teetering at the lower end, but I don't think the range is formed enough, like for the volume levels to be necessarily tradable or correct. And then David is asking, if I could explain how an order block will be created. So basically, every time frame can create an order block, and obviously the higher the time frame, the more significant they are. And basically, what you're looking for in terms of an order block, as far as candle formations are concerned, are turnings of price. So you see here, this 4-hour. This is the 4-hour time frame, and the red candle went down, and then it was squared off with a green candle, and it came back up. Where the price reversed, and it formed this square bottom here, and that basically creates a 4-hour level. And that is and then this whole red candle here acts as an order block. So if the price was to return, you would have limit orders placed on this red candle. But as you can see, this green candle, it wicked down all the way to this level. That effectively, what that means is that it's clearing the orders from the limit orders from that red candle. So actually, some of that red candle has been cleared, the orders have been cleared, and anything underneath that wick is uncleared orders. So basically, wherever the red candle hasn't been cleared will be where most of the orders are. And the orders are usually the whole of the red candle. It isn't just the body. So it starts at the top of the wick and it goes all the way down to the bottom of the wick. And the way people will place orders are at the top of the wick, top of the body, halfway through the body, bottom of the body, maybe depending on how long the wick is, maybe halfway through the wick, maybe at the bottom of the wick. They'll like ladder in their orders, or maybe they'll use fib levels on that candle. But every time frame has the potential to create order blocks, and the most powerful ones are the ones where the price is reversing from a down move to an up move, because you can get order blocks created on the way up without a down move. I'll show you. If I go to the 1 hour chart, you see how the price comes up here. Yeah, so this red candle here, this is a 1 hour order block, but it's not the same as this red candle here, and the reason why is because this red candle was where the price turned, whereas this was more of a continuation. And you have the same thing here. This is a continuation, whereas this is the actual turning of the price. So there's a difference in the way all the blocks react. And I think most people will, when they're looking to place orders, they'll be looking to put it where the price turns. You're still going to get orders placed like this red candle now. All of it will act as an order block, but it's not going to be the same significance as the remaining of this red candle. So you can see that this red candle, let me see. Yeah, you can use all of it actually, probably. That whole red candle is a 1 hour order block. So if the price ever comes back down, you're going to have a large amount of orders on that red candle. And every time frame has that. And so right now, when you're looking at the price in the highs here, on the higher time frames, like the 4 hour, the medium time frame, you're not seeing any order blocks created. And so what we actually want right now is for a little squeeze up on the 4 hour time frame. And hopefully that will be with a nice bullish reversal candle. That's what you're hoping for, like a nice bullish reversal candle. And what that will mean is it will give you a large amount of red candle where orders can be placed. It's like a really large candle where limit orders can be placed. And that's when you're going to be able to see how strong the bullish market is, the momentum is. Because at the moment, no one can place orders. And so this price action that we're experiencing is basically take profits. And we have to see how long that lasts. And also we have to see how many people short, because effectively what we're going to experience is probably a little short squeeze to bring the price up. It will create an order block because of that green candle that follows a red candle. And then people are going to start placing orders. And then we're going to start seeing how this range behaves. Because at the moment, the orders are going to be underneath this wick. And that's just basically going to be people who are looking to trade that swing failure pattern. But it's not going to be limit orders. It's basically going to be liquidity where people will take orders at market if we get some kind of swing failure. But that's about it. We don't really have any order blocks. This 1 hour has been cleared. That corresponds with this 30-minute. Whereas we have selling order blocks. So the selling order blocks act as in reverse. So do you see this green candle here? That's a 1 hour selling order block. So if you wanted to sell, you'd put your sell orders there. And then there's a little bit of that green candle there, and a little bit of the green candle there. And when the price was let me see how this wick, when this green candle formed and then the price started moving down, this big long red candle came up into orders there, into limit orders there. These were sells, and that's why the price went down and didn't go further above that wick, because there were too many limit orders which held the price. So we have a little bit of an order, selling order block there. And that's the first thing you want to see. You want to see the price clear those orders, start trading up there, form an order block down here. And now then longs can start placing their orders. And you have this kind of cat and mouse game between limit longs and limit shorts. And just to see where the how this range behaves and how it forms, and then what kind of pattern we're going to start seeing. And at the moment we're not seeing anything yet, so you just have to give it more time. I think on the day, I think as long as we hold this on the 12-hour, I think we should see a push up. So I think this is quite important too. So on the 12-hour time frame, you would expect this kind of behavior. So you would expect a candle to form, to backtest some level, and then maybe the next candle can push up and form another green candle, and we're going to start seeing like a 12-hour range form as well. So we just have to give it a little bit more time to see what happens. Otherwise, there aren't really any trades to be had. You just have to let Bitcoin settle down. And then when I was looking at the my other Bitcoin chart, which is my higher time frame chart, I was showing David this yesterday. So we've got this channel here from the previous bull market, and basically you've got the two highs and then this significant low here, and you're forming like this parallel channel. And you know this channel is respected on the higher time frame because you see how the price holds the support here, and then it comes back up to test as resistance on the way down. And then when it tries to pass the lower part of this channel, as it breaks the first time, it comes back up to test it as resistance before it continues. Yeah, so we know this channel is effective, and you see how the price, when the price comes back up into the channel low, it literally takes 1, 2, 3 weeks for it to finally get accepted into the channel. So it acted as resistance until it wasn't. Okay, we haven't had a back test, but that's fine. So we have this kind of higher time frame channel, and what's interesting about the low of this channel is it lines up perfectly with the December 2017 high. You see that? See how this lines up? So we know that this channel is good. And so actually what I'm expecting, the maximum extension I'm expecting on this price run now is up into like the 58. I'm not expecting more than 58. Not without some kind of pullback. I find it very difficult to imagine the price to just walk through it. It'd be very unusual. And even here, when we had the crazy impulsive move, not only, okay, so the price did kind of, it got stopped at the bottom of the channel, and then it went through, it got to the midpoint, but it did come all the way back to almost test it before it goes up. And I kind of would expect something similar. And then the other thing is, if you look at the Bybit chart and you do a range volume pool on the bull market range, so we have a previous point of control which is just above us. About 47,000. We're just basically underneath the point of control on the Bybit Bitcoin chart. So right now we're into resistance on Bybit, right? And this value area high is coming in at 54,643. And if we were to push up miraculously and come up into that top channel that I've got, that would line up perfectly with the buy bit value area high. Now, if you look at the index, which is this other chart that I'm looking at, which has more data, the value area is slightly different. So yeah, so it's very different. So I think I would go with the Bybit one rather than this index. I wouldn't necessarily. I look at the index mainly for higher time frame trends, and that because it has all of the data going back. But when it comes to the actual volume levels, I think going with Bybit would be more accurate. And so I'm not really expecting the price to just suddenly go up now. I'm expecting a little bit of a long consolidation, finding a long period of acceptance. And I think once we form, like what I would like to see now is another high, form like a trend line at the top, another low, form like a trend line at the bottom, and then you can start trading that from top to bottom. That's what I would like to see, however that forms. And that could push up to form a much wider range, you know, but I would like to see that form. And then once we have that kind of like a two pivot points at the top, two at the bottom, then you can do like a volume pull and then just trade that range. I think on Bitcoin that would be the trades for the next few days. Of course, we have that stupid potential BTC ETF thing tomorrow. Who knows how that's going to play out? No one really knows. And for all intents and purposes, the price might just continue to range and do nothing. You might end up tomorrow with a doji take liquidity from the top, take liquidity from the bottom. The price ends up somewhere in the middle. You have this nice long doji, and then that's your range. And then the price will just continue to range, however it forms. We just don't know how that's going to play out. And so I think it's probably safe to just wait. As long as we're not losing this SR flip, I think I'm going to remain bullish. And then if we start losing this SR flip and we're falling back into this lower range, I think then it's going to be really easy to start shorting. And then I'll be looking for more of a kind of head and shoulders pattern to go down. I would think that's a real sign of weakness. All right. It looks like there's 4 people here. David's one of them. David, you should be with me on the stream. Where are you? So yeah, in brief, just let the range form on Bitcoin. There aren't any trades to be had just yet. Is that clear? Let me see what the volume is like now. Go to the 15-minute chart. Yeah, it's just forming right now. Let me have a look at the... Well, the MACD is showing bullish divergences. Yeah, the way you can see that is you're making lower lows and you've made higher lows here. Yeah, so that's called divergence. And because it's the lows, higher lows, lower lows, that's a hidden bullish divergence. And actually when you see this this low here, it's actually made a lower low here. And when you look at it on the chart, it's a higher low here to here. So that's very bullish. That MACD is showing bullish divergences. So that's quite healthy. That basically what that suggests is that these market shorts, and so a lot of the take profits are going to be markets. So people are just going to take profit just by market sell, and they're being absorbed. And so what happens is the MACD goes down, but the price doesn't go down. The price goes sideways and potentially even up. Yeah. So when you see the price go up and the MACD go down, that's extremely bullish. And I'll show you when that happened. on the higher time frame, because we were looking at it. David and I were looking at it. You look at the daily chart here. Do you see this whole cluster where the price is going up? You see how the price is just going up like that? And look at the MACD. Look how it's going down. Look at that. So that's ultra bullish, because even though the MACD is going down, so the MACD is showing that you've got sell pressure, the price is going up. So all of that selling is being absorbed, and so look what happened. The price just exploded into a new range just because of that. So this is on the higher time frame, and we're seeing on the lower time frame right now, we're seeing a little bit of bullish. Look, you see how the MACD is going down like that, and the price is going sideways. So that's bullish divergence, and you can actually see the same thing on the CCI. So a lot of people don't use CCI, they don't understand it. That's fine. It's doing the same thing. See how the CCI is going down and the price is going sideways. So normally if there's no divergence, you're going to expect the price and either the MACD and the CCI to behave and to look similar, to look the same. So if the price was following the CCI, it would kind of do this, and it would look the same, and there would be no divergences. But because the price isn't doing the same thing, the price is going sideways in this range, and the CCI is going down, that's actually quite bullish, and that gives you an indication that it's a bit too premature to sell, and actually the price is probably looking to reverse. So what you're going to get is the CCI is going to go up. You're going to get some kind of trend line break on the CCI, and the MACD will start to turn, and then you'll see the price will then move up, and then it's very possible the price will go up. This is very possible. You'll end up with a higher high, and on the MACD you'll end up with a lower high. This is very possible. And then you're getting bearish divergences at the high, because you're getting a lower high on the MACD and you're getting a higher high on the price. And that the same thing can happen with this. You get a lower high on the CCI and you get a higher high. It's very possible. So it's very possible that you get bearish divergences at the highs and bullish divergences at the lows. And often you'll see that with crypto. So it's just good to know. But at the moment it's very bullish. So I would just be patient. And I think as long as we're not losing this, and it's amazing how this channel that I have has held quite well. You know, like, it's amazing how these channels, even though they're higher time frame channels, even when you zoom in on the lower time frame, how it looks as though the price is reacting off them. So what that tells you is that there's a lot of people who have this channel on their charts. That's what it tells you. Yeah. So that's kind of, I think that's Bitcoin. I don't really see anything to happen there. I was having a look at ETH BTC, and there was a big sell in ETH. And what's interesting is that, so I've been following ETH BTC for a while now, and that's why my chart is all messy. And basically I'm tracking 2 swing failures right now, and the first one's already happened, but there was no swing failure. So I was looking at this low to be taken, and it was, and then the price just sold into it and it closed underneath it, and there was literally no swing failure. And if you look at that line, what you can see on the 1 hour time frame is the price closed underneath it. You had this volume gap refill before the price continued, and now it back tested it. So that didn't work, which is fine. not unexpected. And now I've got this other swing failure that I'm looking at. I'm going to zoom out. Let me clear this rubbish. And when you look at the, okay, I'll go back to the single prints. Is that on TPO? The single prints. I'll go back to Bitcoin and mark out the single prints. When you look at, when I was looking at, when you're looking at the ETH BTC chart, and I've said this many a time, and I'll just reiterate it, just so if you're watching this the first time, you understand what I'm looking at. And I don't know if people see this the way I see it. Right. So you see on the yearly time frame, you have this green expansion candle. This red candle, this whole year, the red price sold down, and that's like a take profit on the yearly time frame. And then the next candle sold, which basically was, the first one was a take profit, the second was the sellers in control, the bears in control. And what I'm seeing with this candle, which closed last year, like a couple of weeks ago, is that two things. Firstly, it closed above this yearly level. Yeah. And to be more precise, I can just do that. See? You see how it closed above that yearly level? Secondly, it closed above the wick from the previous year here. So I think also when you look at the pattern of the previous candle formation, you have this expanding candle and they have followed by two yearly reds. And I think we're about to experience the same thing. I think our current candle in the current year that we've just forming, it's gone down straight away. I think we're about to form something similar where the candle will find enough liquidity to reverse, and then we're probably going to end up with a green candle. Yeah. Mainly because these last two candles haven't closed underneath these significant levels. So all that's happening now is like a liquidity grab before the price reverses. That's what I'm seeing on the highest time frame, which is the yearly time frame on ETH BTC. So what I'm actually really expecting is we've taken the liquidity from this candle. I'm expecting the liquidity to be taken from the bottom of that candle now, because we clearly haven't swing failured the previous candle. So we're looking for the previous candle. Okay. And at the very worst, if we don't swing failure these two wick close, then I'm looking for this level to be tapped a bit lower down. Yeah. And that's why I've got it marked out. I've called it the gap back test. And I think that would make sense on a higher time frame. So we've failed to swing failure this first level, clearly. And now we're looking to attack the second level, which is the previous year low. And it'd be very interesting to see how the price behaves if it swing failures or not. But the really important thing is now, because we've lost levels, it's going to be very easy to see strength in the ETH BTC chart. And I'll explain why. Because we've lost the level. This is a key level. You can't ignore that level. It's the previous year low. We've lost it, right? That's a significant level. So If for some reason we go up and we start reclaiming it and forming support on it, well, that's a sign of strength. So this is a sign of weakness now. And what you would expect is to go up, back test it as resistance to go continue going down. That would be normal behavior. That's expected behavior, because that would be an SR flip to continue, right? That's continuation. But if we do that and then we fail to do that and then we go back above it and now we're forming support, that's strength. That's not weakness. Yeah. That's a failed auction, and that actually becomes strong because we've come back above a previously lost level. You can long that. And that for me would be the first indication of strength on ETH BTC. It's very easy now to see strength because we've lost a level, a key level. Yeah. And actually what I would rather happen, this is my preferred course of action. Let's go back. Let's lose this level too. Let's kind of consolidate here and let's get back above this level. And that would be a sign of strength, to lose and then to reclaim a level. And that's your first indication of strength. To lose a level is weakness. To reclaim a level is strength. And what we're looking for with BTC is strength. We don't care about weakness because no one is going to sell into the lows. We're in the lows. Why would you sell it? Yeah, it makes no sense. It's already sold off. How many days has it been selling off? Look, it's been selling off all that way from September 22, like a year and 3 months, 4 months. It's been selling off. You're not going to sell it now at the lows. All of a sudden, people have failed to sell it all the way down for 1.5 years. Now they're still going to start selling. That doesn't make any sense. What we're looking for are signs of strength now. Because why? Because what we want to do is we want to buy ETH, and we want to see. And if we get ETH when it's starting to show a sign of strength at an area of interest of where the price could easily reverse, and we're there now, we're almost there now, and then you're looking for this to go all the way back up, and that is a good return. That's like almost 50%. Now, failing that, for continued weakness, then we are going to see a big dump all the way down, I think down to this 41 level. And I think you'd lose that level, you back test, and you're continuing. And then we're probably looking for another 14% down. That's possible too. Yeah. Then it's going to be a lot more difficult, because the reality is you wouldn't really look at this until we get back above these levels, because they could easily just form as resistance and the price could just range here for a while and you'll be stuck into this lower range. Then you'll be looking for a bottoming pattern somewhere below these lower levels, rather than just try and arbitrarily take longs down here. Yeah, because you don't have that kind of, it's really easy when you lose and reclaim a level, and we're at key levels now where we could easily lose and reclaim those levels. Yeah, so we have to see how the price behaves. We're almost there. Let's zoom in. Look how close we are. Very close. All right, David sent me a couple of screenshots on BTC. Let's have a look. Oh my god. They're lower down though, huh? The VPOT. I'm not going to bother with those lower prices, because as far as I'm concerned, I don't want to lose the previous high now. Yeah, I think if you lose the previous high, then you could look at those lower prices and those single prints, but they're just too low. Yeah, you have a single print at 45712. It's lower down here. I'm not going to bother with that because that's going to be underneath this SR flip. I don't really want to see the price go down that far, to be honest with you. I don't really want to see that. And I think it could happen, but I don't want to see it happen. And if it happens, I think it's going to be like this, like really fast. But I think most people are going to be it's going to be very difficult for most people to trade that. It'd be better for the price to do that, and then you can trade it. Yeah, there is a little bit of bearish divergence on the CVD. Yeah, higher CVD, lower prices. Yeah. So what David showed me is this CVD chart. Let me show you. Let me see if I can do this. Let me change my window. So this is the CVD down here. And you see on the CVD, you've got higher highs. It's very hard to see, but it is there. So you've got a higher high. And on the price, you're making lower highs. See that? So you've got lower highs on the price, higher highs on the CVD. CVD represents market volume, not limit, but market. And so when you've got market volume going up, but the price not following it, that's called divergence. And basically what it means is that market volume is being absorbed. The only way that market volume can be absorbed are with big limit orders. Yeah, with big limit orders. But then also look, David, the price is going down and the open interest is going up. That means you've got shorts opening with on leverage at the highs. What's the time frame on this? 15 minutes, huh? There's a little bit of bearish CVD here. Look at that. Where the stop's going to be at the highs. Let me have a look at that. Oh God, I've lost my screen. It's annoying. Give me a second. I'm just trying to find my screen again. There it is. You've got some shorts going in, huh? Maybe what they're going to do is try and take this low to take profit to come back up. Maybe there's longs forming here and they're just going to squeeze them out. Because, I mean, where else are they going to take profit? Unless you get a massive liquidation event and the price drops. I can't really see what's going on. Let's have a look at these moving averages as well. I think the range hasn't had time to form, but I don't like what you just showed me. Doesn't look good. That's why you just have, I think that's why we just have to wait and see what happens, because you can't tell until this range forms. Maybe you're right. Maybe it doesn't look bullish right now, does it? But you'd expect this kind of behavior at after an extended expansion candle. You'd expect there to be selling, right? And something like that. Yeah, another squeeze here on these lows. One squeeze, two squeeze, three squeeze. Get like a three drives pattern here on these lows. 1, 2, 3. Maybe take this one out again. Push down there. I mean, there's going to be a lot of liquidity here. That's where the invalidation is now for a lot of the longs. If they do that, there's going to be these shorts will take profit for sure. They're not going to hold. And you get see a push up to go back up. Then you're forming a flag, huh? If you make lower lows, lower highs, you could be flagging. But we're so close to this channel. That's the problem. We're so close to this like channel. We haven't really expanded further. We need to expand a little bit further away and give us a little bit of room. It would have expected something flag to form like there, so we have a little bit of room so that when we do go down, it's not I think as long as this 12-hour candle holds, then we might see the next 12 hours could be push up, and the 12 hours is closing soon. Yeah, and then the next candle could kind of just push up and just fill as much as this candle as possible in the next 12 hours. Another push up, because basically like the bears are in control right now, and they've only managed to bring us down to the channel. And the same with this 4 hours, these 4-hour candles. You have four 4-hour red candles, but they've only really managed to take us back to this channel low. This is how you can form a nice order block if the price now goes up. So I think I think just being a little bit patient would work now. Can't see anything else than that. I mean, the whole market pumped yesterday a little bit, and then travel didn't do anything. It's so frustrating. But look at this 1 hour candle. Look at that. 55,000 volume. So I mean, people are buying. Yeah. Obviously, it's not happened on gate. So on MEX it was 55,000 on gate, and the same candle was 27,000. On KuCoin it was 10,000. And obviously because Bitcoin has gone up, we had a little kind of pullback on the BTC chart. So we're above this exhaustion level now. So we're in a good place, but we still we don't have that kind of impulsiveness that we need. And basically, when I'm looking, I mean, nothing's really changed as far as the price on TRVL. I can see now that the on the daily time frame, if you look, we're clearly beyond the golden cross now, and now you can see the 50 moving average moving up. I think, I don't know if I'm expecting this, but I would like to see the price to react off that moving average the way it's reacted here. I'd like to see that. I'd like to see a nice expansion up the minute these cross. And then if we see that, we're all kind of trying to, the 50 is trying to come up, and you see there's a reaction there. The 50 is trying to come up to the price now. And so in the same way where the 50 held the price here, and it held it here, and it held it here on the way down. And there's many occasions where the price was held by the 50 simple moving average. There's other occasions where it was ignored. So it's very subjective. But now, like, I would like to see some injection of volume. And I don't know if that's going to happen just yet. And then obviously, we're keeping an eye on the Telegram to see if there's any kind of updates and news. And there are updates and news, and that's why it's good for people to keep an eye on the Telegram. And so when I was reading it this morning, apart from the usual, which is just general chit chat and these new operator sign-ups, etc., and these new listings, James responds to a question: is staking available for TRVL? Question by Rahul. And James answers, which we all know the answer, but it's good to repeat and reiterate the answer to the question. All TRVL staking vaults are currently full. Full stop. We're introducing a proposal for new staking soon. Okay, so this is really important. This is happening soon. So soon there's going to be a proposal for new staking, right? And we just have to wait and see what happens. I think there's a lot of anticipation for that. And I think a lot of people, I think what we're experiencing now in the price is that anticipation. So we have to see how that plays out. Are we going to experience some kind of and it's always a question, like, what does that mean? Are we going to, are people going to sell as soon as the staking options are released? I just think it's really weird to sell now, because we've been in a consolidation range for many, many weeks. We're above previous ranges. This is our previous range. We're kind of above that range a little bit in terms of average prices. We've got untested liquidity underneath us in terms of liquidity levels. We have a lot of daily levels which are untested. Yeah, we've got this one here, This one here, these are untested levels. This is an untested level. This is an untested. These are all daily levels which are untested, right? And all the way going down to here. These are all liquidity levels. I imagine that there's a lot of limit orders at these levels. Yeah. So this is the thing, like, if people are going to sell, sure, they're going to get their market sales filled, because this is naturally where you're going to have a lot of limit orders at these daily levels. There's a lot of untapped daily levels which we've created in this consolidation range. So yeah, if you sell however much you want to sell, you will get filled, because there's a lot of limit orders waiting to fill up. But the reality is, you're going to have to sell a heck of a lot to move the price all the way down here. It's gonna have to be a crazy sell. You're gonna have to basically sell like 100 million or 50 million or whatever it's gonna take to get past these liquidity levels. And these liquidity levels are not, you can't ignore them. Like when I'm looking at them, they're the daily, and that's on the daily chart, but you have a significant weekly level here. This is a significant weekly level, and we have one just underneath us which we formed. We have this one that's washed, that's already tapped, but we've formed one just this week. You see this red and green? Yeah, it's not the strongest. The strongest ones are where the price goes down and forms a weekly level and comes up, you know. And we have two significant weekly levels that are untapped, here and here, and then we've got one which we've just formed now. So we have a lot of liquidity levels underneath us where there's a lot of limit orders, and a lot of people are going to be like, I mean, someone was saying the order books are empty. I wouldn't really pay attention to the order books yet so much. I think people will pay too much attention to the order books. Yeah. The charts tell you more, give you more information than the order books. Yeah. And these order blocks and these order levels, you know, sure, you might not get people place orders, but once the price comes down, that they will take the trade. They will buy, you know, just because they haven't, like, I haven't placed orders at any of these levels. But trust me, if the price goes down to any one of these significant levels, I'm going to be buying. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people are in that position. Yeah, just because I haven't set limit orders doesn't mean that mentally I have orders placed at those levels. Yeah, that's my point. I have these orders in mind. If the price comes back down to here for some bizarre reason, I will be buying, because I know that that's a level that's a strong level, and is a very high chance, high probability that the price will reverse there, you know, because the thing you have to understand is that it's going to require a lot of sell volume to take the price there in the first place. So by the time the price gets lower, there's going to be significant exhaustion in the selling. There won't be many sellers left. Yeah. And we already experienced in that now. And I think you have to, in the context of Bitcoin, you see when Bitcoin was looking weak, the price didn't flinch. It didn't go anywhere. I think that's primarily better in the long term than the price going up, the price not going down. I think it's really important the price doesn't go down, right? No one is going to be looking to accumulate if every time they buy, the price goes down, because they're always going to be underwater. Right now, we're experiencing a very stable price. Yeah. And the reality is this, and I don't think people really understand how markets work. This accumulation range, the longer it goes on, the more bullish it becomes, And it's going to frustrate a lot of people. Like, a lot of people are going to get frustrated. And I don't necessarily myself want it to happen, but if it does happen, I'm not going to be like upset if this is all we experience all the way through till whenever. Yeah, this is going to be really bullish. Yeah, because we've been in a really long extended downtrend, and effectively what we're doing is the downward momentum is being diminished in this behavior. Yeah, and it's going to be quite demoralizing for a lot of people, because they're going to be looking at all these other altcoins pump, and they're going to be wondering, when is this ever going to go up, right? But I'm just saying, in terms of bullishness, long consolidations are bullish, and big deep corrections are bullish. And in my mind, we've got both. We're experiencing both right now. We've experienced, let me have a look at, get rid of this, go to the higher time frames. Yeah, this is a deep correction from the all-time high. We've corrected very deep, and we've corrected for a long period of time, and now we're in a long consolidation period. Yeah, so from when the price entered these lower ranges, from October 22, we've basically been in the same range. This is like a relief rally, but the range actually began here, you know, so we've been in this lower range since this period here. Yeah, and so right now we're just still in the range. We're still in the range. This is like a deviation from the range, but we're in the range, and that's a long consolidation period. Eventually, when this starts to rally, yeah, and goes up, however it goes up, the great thing is that no one is going to be underwater. Yeah, that's the great thing. And so no one is going to be under pressure to sell, and there's going to be the price will move up quite fast, and people will just be sitting on healthy profits for a long period of time. And even if the price goes up and whatever comes down and whatever, everyone's going to be in healthy profits, and no one's going to be under pressure to sell. And that's why this is bullish. Yeah, it's very different if, for example, when you have tokens where people are when the price is launching, and let's say the price is launching and the price went up, and then the volume is at the top, because then if the price ever comes back down, all these people who bought here will be underwater, and then they'll start selling, and you get a massive sell-off, because all of a sudden everyone is just trying to cut their losses, and that becomes it looks very ugly. We're going to be in the opposite of that camp, and eventually when the price goes up, everyone is going to be sitting in healthy profits. Everyone, and this coincides with the utility that's being proposed. Yeah, when the staking utility is built into the product, into the application, people will be able to stake and earn TRVL, and they'll be growing their portfolio, they'll be growing their net worth just by staking. And they don't have to, not only will they be in healthy profit, they'll be staking as well to increase the value of their portfolio. So I don't think this is unhealthy. I think this is quite healthy. Yeah, look, we're above the point of control. This is Bybit. Have a look at KuCoin. Let's see where we are. See, the volume just over time, the volume is just coming in, and we just see on KuCoin, we're just underneath the point of control. Let's see. On Gate, we're just above the point of control. Oh, this is this is the chart where I have do most of my analysis on, and here we're just underneath the point of control. So we're just putting in volume at this level right now, but eventually what will happen and I've said this before, say it again. Eventually the price will move up somehow. Every single person who, and this value area represents 70% of the volume, right? So 70% of the volume will be in profit. No one here is going to be under pressure to sell. No one's going to feel under pressure to sell. So that's going to be bullish for the token. Yeah. It's going to be bullish because no one's going to be under pressure. Of course, people are going to take profit, but no one's going to be like, I'm out, because you basically caught the lows. Once the price starts moving up, yeah, no one's going to, in a bull market, no one's expecting the price to come all the way back down to here again. You know, you might get corrections, but everyone is going to be sitting on a healthy portfolio. No one's going to feel under pressure to sell. And the thing is, once the price does start moving up like this, you're going to catch a lot of the attention of the market, of the wider market. It's going to, like, right now we're under the spotlight. We're not under the spotlight. We're not really, no one really knows about TRVL. It's amazing actually, because I've been making videos now for a few weeks. I've been telling people, I've been showing them the back end, I'm showing my booking, and it's hard to spread that information, but eventually it will catch fire. It's like a small fire that's starting. You're starting small fires, and eventually that fire is going to spread. Yeah, eventually it will. Right. And so I think the community, what we can do is try our best to spread the word. But I mean, it may or may not have an impact. Who knows? I don't even know if the videos that I'm making have an impact or not. But I do know that this is an amazing project. I do know that we have the potential to change the world and become wealthy in the same place at the same time. And I'm looking at, look at this. This is really interesting. James writes, we're excited to announce that Dtravel has been nominated for the Book Direct Show's Best Software Solution Award as a leader in providing software solutions that enable short-term rental operators generate more direct bookings. The nomination didn't come from our team, which really validates the Dtravel brand and the impact we're having on the market. Please take 1 minute to show your support by casting your vote. Everyone should vote. Look, voting is only open. This is how we contribute. This is how we get the world to hear about Dtravel. And this has a direct impact on the future value of Dtravel and TRVL. Why we should all participate. Everyone should get in there and vote. Yeah. Click on that link, go into your Telegram, click on that. I'll probably post it on this video, and vote. And let's get the word out. And tomorrow there is something going on. Look, this Cynthia writes, this is a great post to tag Dtravel and TRVL, since we cover RWAs and DPIN. So look, there's a Twitter post. I click on it. Let me go there now. Let me swap my page so you can see it. Everyone should go here and write Dtravel. I did that. Look, I posted the video. Let's do it. Let's spread the word. You know, this is how we get people to hear about Dtravel. And it's not like, I see it all the time in Twitter, or I see it all the time in YouTube. I see the communities spreading the word, And one thing people don't understand is the Dtravel team are not allowed to do that. They have limitations on what they are doing. They're allowed to do, because and so therefore it's down to us, the community members, if we truly believe in this and we have a great experience with what we're of Dtravel, and then we should be doing this. And so everyone should get on these Twitter posts and comment and spread the word. And then tomorrow, hold on, is it tomorrow? It's tomorrow. So I saw that, and everyone should get involved in this. Join AVAX and Dtravel to, as we discuss why travel is one of the biggest opportunities in Web3 and how AVAX is contributing to a better experience. January the 10th, 2024 at 10:30 CT, AM CT. And it's got, you can set a reminder. And look at this. If you look at this advert, this guy, never heard of him, Jake Sven Gross from Avalanche, and Cynthia, who's our CEO. They're going to be talking about the sleeping giant driving mainstream crypto adoption. And I think people have to understand that travel is a sleeping giant. We're creating something that does not exist in crypto, in Web3. That's why I'm so bullish on it. Like, everyone is like talking about memes and layer ones and layer twos and DeFi this and NFTs that. Yeah, no one's talking about this because this hasn't been done yet. So if you're involved with TRVL and Dtravel right now, you're basically so unbelievably early. And I think the long-term potential of this is beyond anyone's imagination. And I'm gonna like, I'm not trying to persuade you. I really believe that. So let me just, hold on. Let me just go back to the charts. So everyone should join that tomorrow. And then what else is there? Hold on. Let me just show you something. Is that it? Oh, that's fine. I'm there now. So like, look, if I go and do Airbnb market cap. Look, Airbnb market cap, 89 billion. Yeah. Booking.com. Can you see that? Maybe not. It's gone blank. Give me a second. Let me just figure this out. There, look, Airbnb market cap, 89 billion USD market capitalization. Look at that. Is it appearing? There it is. See that? Booking.com market cap. What does that say? $118 billion. See that? That's the market cap. Let me have a look at this. VRBO market cap. It's owned by Expedia. What is the market share? Oh, here, look. Comparably. Let's see what that says. Can you find it? Well, here it says their current market cap is 24.35 billion. I don't know where they got that figure from. And this one, there's older data. This is 16 billion. Yeah. So I think this is a large market. That's my point. It's a really big market. And none of these are Web3. These are all Web2. So these are centralized companies. There's a lot of overheads, and it's not peer-to-peer. And on the most part, if not, or on the whole part, the hosts don't own their data, they don't own their reviews, the travelers don't own their data, they don't own their reviews. The experience is controlled, centrally controlled, and it's not always pleasant. And there's significant fees to be paid by the operators, by the hosts, or the travelers. It depends, but on the most part, it's the hosts who pay the large fees. Yeah. And because these are now like publicly traded companies, fundamentally what they're trying to do is extract as much value for their shareholders. Like that's the ethos now. They're not benefiting the users or the hosts or the operators. And so with Web3, we have an opportunity to turn that around. And the product works. And I've been using it now for almost 1.5 years from beta, and the product really works. And we're really at the beginning of something big. And we have an opportunity now to be involved with that. And so I keep on encouraging people, let's get involved. Everyone should be getting involved, yeah? This is the moment to get involved for everyone. And this is perfect. Like people asking, Bruno's asking a question, is there any exciting updates further up the road? And look, and then Cynthia's answer. This is what we need. We need more and more activity. We need more and more people to get involved. Continue to accumulate. This is the buy of a lifetime. This is the opportunity of a lifetime. I'm not saying this because I don't need you. I don't need anyone to buy this token. I know this token is going to do well, yeah, in the context of Bitcoin and the bull run. But this is for you. I'm telling this for everyone. This is going to be a life-changing moment for most people who are participating in TRVL right now. That's what I truly believe. This is going to be a life-changing moment for a lot of people and I think technically, I see it technically, but also I see the product and I see the market and I see the future in terms of the updates that are coming. And I think when you put it all together, we have the opportunity to participate in something really big. Yeah, so definitely get more involved. There's that thing tomorrow, so participate in that for sure. I'll be listening, and hopefully a lot of you who watching this video will participate too. Let me see if there's anything else. Look, there's still lots of things. New operators, new booking process, new operator, new booking process. I'm telling you, this is starting to pick up. Look at this: new operator, new operator, new operator, new booking, new operator. I mean, what more can I say? This is really starting to get busy. All right, that's my Dtravel rant. I was gonna chart RIO. Let me just go to that because I've been following RIO. I've been seeing them on the I've been looking at RIO on Twitter a lot. I see a lot of people talking about RIO. And let me just I just wanted to chart them out and see the areas of interest. So if anyone doesn't know about anything about RIO, I don't really know much about RIO either. But RIO token, I see them talked about a lot in the in Twitter, and they're basically an RWA, which is a real world asset. And I see a lot of comments like this: I'm bullish on RIO 100x coming. So obviously that's piqued my interest. So this is coin market cap. It looks as though they launched in 2020. They had a peak of like 40 million in the previous bull market. They hovered at about 7 or 8 or 20 or 13 or whatever million, and then they crashed to tiny amounts in 22, like really low, and now they're back up at about 4 million market cap or so. So it's quite a low market cap token. They're already in quite a few exchanges. Look, they're on OKX, BingX, MEXC. These are the ones I haven't really heard of. OKX being the biggest one. And yeah, I just wanted to chart them and see where a good entry might be. So I opened up the chart before, so let me have a look at it quickly. So this data doesn't go all the way back, and it's really weird because you can see on the this is OKX. I don't really know how to interpret this. Let me see on CoinGecko if I get more information. Total supply 55 million. They don't have much. They don't have a big supply, huh? All-time high $5.12. All-time low 0.01343. Right? You see that? So I'm just going to mark those out. I'm guessing it's there. Yeah, that looks correct. And that looks correct too. Roughly. Right, let's just go with those two figures. They're almost correct. It says 5.12. What's that? 5.2. I'll just go with the charts. And then what's that? 0.0134. Yeah, I'll just go with these. That's fine. Okay. So let me just mark those. All-time high, all-time low. We obviously have a massive yearly level, but whether we get down to that level or not, I doubt it. Looking at these candles, this looks like a significant level here. And I would say that's an SR flip. We have a liquidity level here. It's a monthly level or 6 monthly level right there. But let me see if I can zoom in to see there. Monthly level there. We have a monthly level down here. One lower down, that's fine. One up there. Maybe it's tapped. A weekly level there. I won't do any more, that's fine. And do the volume. I don't like the volume profile, but it's all at the bottom. This is actually what I was saying about TRVL. You see, when you have this accumulation at the low, when the price moves up, a lot of people are sitting in profit now and they're not selling. That's what I'm seeing right now. You've got good volume at the lows, and look, there's no selling now. These people are just sitting comfortably, and I think they're going to wait until the rest of the bull market, the end of the bull market. A lot of people are just basing their trades on timings and time, and they're not too fussed about price. And right now they've accumulated at the lows. I don't like this volume profile at all, but you know, it's quite blocky. to me it suggests that it wasn't distributed amongst many people. It was just like, oh, that's better. That's a better profile there. Yeah, that's nice. Let's take the whole lot anyway, it doesn't matter. So that's, this monthly level is our value area high. Mark that out. So that's a key level there. And then we're basically within many ranges. I think you can just ignore this lower range for now. And I think we have one range here. So that POC lines up. We have a value area there. Let me see this range here, roughly. It's a little bit higher. And then you've got this previous range here. So with T2, okay, so that's quite interesting. So look, you see that? We're coming up to the previous range value area low. We're under resistance right now. And I'm going to mark that out. And you see that the point of control was almost next to it. So there's quite a large resistance here. And if I'm going to now pull a fib, oh look, we're into the golden pocket and into a value area, previous range value area low. We have an SR flip here, a higher time frame. But we can get rid of these volumes. I kind of want this line, this SR flip to hold. I think that will be the entry. But I don't think if we get acceptance into this previous range, I don't see any reason why it was going to come back down. We can get acceptance here. Why is it blue? We get acceptance into this previous range. One. So we're in a 3 right now, huh? This is the 3. Oh, let me have a look. That's your 1. That's your 2. And we're in 3. Don't know how far this will get. This could be a wave 1. This whole thing could be a wave 1. So we're kind of halfway through 3 right now, according to this. This is correct. This looks correct. The 1 starts down here because you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't know how far that 5 will go. Could be like that, could be up there, could be lower. Doesn't really matter. Then we're going to have a more kind of, if we have this, if this whole thing is a wave 1, then we have a correction. This whole thing's a wave 1. Then we have an ABC, the wave 2. And that's when our 3 begins. That's the more bullish one. The bigger impulse. And then we have a 4 and a 5. Pushing us into, let me get these timings right. Let me get these bull market bands in as well. Okay, now bull market starts roughly here. It ends roughly here. So I've done this a little bit wrong. So let me just do this correctly. Roughly here. So that's your bull market. So this is all wrong. Okay. So let me just do this right. So could we get up to 3 and then we have a 4 and 5? Could that be it? Could that just be it? Could this just be the 3? We correct, and then we have a really crazy 5. Or could this just be the 1? One, 2. This is the weekly though, isn't it? The daily charts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's your wave 1. ABC. This is the wave 3. I think we're in the wave 3 actually. And then maybe we'll have a correction somewhere. I don't know how. And then we'll have the last wave, which will be a 5. And that'll be it. It looks as though the wave 1 began. Oh my God, look how low it was in October. Shit. It's only a few months ago. So we've basically, from a few months ago, we are already a 45x. 45x. And most of these people are sitting in profit. Most of these people who bought down here are sitting in profit. And they're already, if you came into the high of November, you're at 11x on your investment, 11x, and you haven't, the profit hasn't been taken from this. It'd be very difficult to buy this without some significant TP, you know, very difficult. Unless this is the one. And we're about to see a 2 correction. I think that I'd prefer that. And then we have a 3. We have a bit of a correction. And then you have your 4, 5. And the reason why I say this is because we've already come up so much and we haven't seen profits taken. I can't see any profits being taken. And we're coming into resistance now. How can this be halfway through 3 when we're just approaching resistance? Maybe, look, maybe it's a 1. 2, 3, 4, 5. That would work too. Let me recolor that. So you see the difference. That's your 1, that's your first impulse. 2, correction. 3, that's the real move of the wave 1. That's already like a 20x. That makes sense. Then you have like, and your wave 5 is, oh my god, it's a 5x. So that's your wave 1 complete, and now we're looking for a wave 2 correction. I think this makes sense because now we're coming into the golden pocket, higher time frame. We haven't really seen much profit taken from all of these longs or these lows. They're still sitting in large amounts of profit. I kind of want to see them take profit, and I want to see the volume increase, and I want to see a key level held before I would be willing to enter. Couldn't just jump in right now. We're just underneath major resistance in this previous range. And we're not really, you know, like we're kind of coming back into this golden pocket. When I zoom in, see it's kind of falling back under. It's not looking strong. Yeah. Hold on a second. I was in a trade in Bitcoin and I didn't like it. It wasn't going anywhere. I just closed it. It really wasn't going anywhere. I closed it at break even. Just whatever. It was taking too long. You see this rally? Look at this. Look at this rally. That's done now. We're in consolidation now. That's your wave 5. And this looks like a 5 wave on the wave 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. And then you have this whole 1, 2, ABC. That looks correct. And so we have to see how this consolidates now. And I think we're looking at a wave 2 consolidation for a larger wave 3 impulse, probably when Bitcoin finds some strength, probably. And where would you want a good entry? Well, as low as possible. No. That's what you want. You want a good entry as low as possible. Bull market. Get rid of some of these lines so we can clear up the chart. It's better. So I think we're in resistance now, and I don't think it's a good place to buy. I think best case scenario for a long is going to be the golden pocket. So let me have a look at that now. This magnet tool worked. Assuming that this is the high here, this high holds, then we're looking basically to come all the way back to test the neckline of this inverse head and shoulders, which is what we're experiencing now, this breakout. Could it come all the way back down there? Yes, it could. It's very possible. You'd have to lose this range first, but really maybe you wouldn't lose it. Maybe you would come back into the low there. That, I think this would be like the best entry if it was to give you, if you were to get that. But I don't see that happening because you've got this higher time frame value area high and the monthly level here. So realistically, I think it's a lot more realistic that we, as the lowest we get will be this. Hold on. This 382. That would be bullish as well, huh? If it came back into this 382 somehow. You have a monthly level and the value area high. You're kind of coming back into this range, but maybe as soon as you leave it, that would be confirmation. You could accumulate there, and that would be where you're looking for a wave 3. I think that would make sense, huh? The only problem is that you're losing this SR flip that I've drawn. But you get a better entry. So you have to see how the price behaves. Do you get a flat correction? You know, do you get like a flat correction and hold this SR flip to go up? Or do you get kind of like a little deeper correction and then it goes up like that? You have to see how this corrects. I do think, and you know, like it's all, I think we're quite overextended now. From the lows to where we are now, we're already at 51x. I think that's quite healthy for wave 1. And if you look, most of the volume came in the lows and the volume hasn't left. So I think I want to see a little bit of profit taking to bring this price down. You know, you want the people to take profit. You want to see where the price settles after people have taken profit. You don't want to buy as people are taking profit. That's really important. And so you kind of want to see some profit taking, and I can't see that right now. The reason why you can't see profit taking is because people are ultra bullish and it's a low market cap, or maybe it's a long hold, or maybe they're just waiting until the end of the market, who knows. But ultimately the reason why people aren't taking profit is because it still looks bullish. As soon as it looks bearish, people are going to start taking profit. And I think for this to start looking bearish, you just have to start closing underneath this low and coming down. I think people will start taking profit and then the price will drop. Yeah. And then you'll have a better entry once the price settles down or we see some kind of correction. And I think that, as far as I'm concerned, because this whole structure is a wave 1, if I bring the EW, this whole structure is a wave 1. This 2 could correct all the way down. As long as it doesn't make a new low, it would be correct. It would be, as far as Elliott waves are concerned, it would be fine. It could correct as far, you know, wherever it wants. But I think it would make sense to correct to here, which is a monthly level, it's a value area high, and it's the 382 on this fib retracement that I've just drawn. Assuming this high holds, that would be a really good point of confluence. So I think that's kind of where I'd be looking to accumulate this. And then obviously your target would be the all-time high and above. Actually, the all-time high would mean a shorter 3. If you're probably you're looking for a longer 3, possibly. Who knows? But at the very least, you'll be looking to get back to the all-time high. So if you can enter at the value area high of this previous range, if you lose it and reclaim it, that will be the best entry. A loss of this value area high, and then a reclaiming of the value area of the high as a support. That's your best entry because you have a really small invalidation. And then you're looking at a really amazing trade because you could go all the way to the all-time high, and that's a 17x right there. And that would be, you're trading the wave 3 now. You want to see a wave 2 to correct this wave 1 of the higher time frame Elliott wave, and then you're looking for a wave 3 to correct, assuming you get a correction down there. Unless if you get a flat, that would be different. I think if you saw a flat correction, we'd have to reevaluate this in a couple of months' time. Hold on a second. Oh, it's mute, isn't it? I just unmuted it. Okay. All right, I'm back. I'm back. Sorry about that. I sometimes I mute it by because I get a phone call and I just forget to mute. It's so stupid. Um, sorry about that. And for some reason, like my live chat, I can't see it. I hate when people call me. They call me a lot. Uh, oh, there you are. Can't hear your voice. Craig Shot Gaming. Majid. Right, now I see the live chat. I wasn't even able to see it. That's the problem. Right now I see it. All right, sorry about that. So basically, I'll cut that out because I'll be able to see in the video when I make that it was there was no sound. Basically, what I just did is I created this parallel channel of these two lows, and I kind of lined up the top roughly to where I think looks like it could form. And you see what I'm saying. You see here, it bounces until it resists. It comes down to the midpoint until it loses it. If it comes to the bottom, and it doesn't get to the top here, but that doesn't matter. I wouldn't mind us to come back down to test this lower channel, and that would be the 382 of this extension, assuming that this EW, this Elliott wave is correct. And so what I'm seeing right now is a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the reason why I think this could be the end of the 5 is because we're into resistance now, which is the value area low of this previous range and the golden pocket of the whole range, right? And we're already overextended, but from these lows we're already up about 65x or something. And when I looked at the volume profile, a lot of people haven't taken profit yet. And I think you want people to take profit before you enter. You wouldn't just enter. You're entering into resistance now. You're entering when people haven't taken profit now. That's not a sound plan. The best idea would be for us to form a wave 2 on this higher time frame. So if this whole 5 wave is one wave to go up, then we're looking for a wave 2, which would be some sort of ABC correction. I don't know how it's going to form, but let's just say it's something like that, roughly. And then if we can get like some kind of, we'd have to lose this value area high of this lower range to get down to this lower channel. But what I've got there is a 382 of this total range, which would be a bullish entry. And also on these higher time frame levels, I've got this monthly level which I've marked out. Let me bring it into my long trade, this one. This monthly level. And so what a monthly level is when you take the monthly candles, when you look at the monthly candles, let me just hide these, and you see this red candle here, and it squares off with this green candle to go up. That's where it squares off, where at the close of that red and the open of that green, that's a level. It's called the monthly level. And that's a high liquidity area where people, bigger traders, will put their limit orders. And basically, I would love to go down there, put my limit orders, and for it to hit this parallel channel which I've drawn as well. Now on the monthly level, the monthly time frame, it doesn't look right. You'd have to zoom in to see what it looks like on the daily time frame. And on the daily time frame, this parallel channel would look right, because you have these two lows which you've connected, right? That would be best case scenario. I think for most people that would be really good, because you're getting a higher time frame fib with a liquidity level, with a back test of this channel, which we know is acting as a trend line, and you've already corrected. You've done your ABC correction, so you know that profit's been taken out of the market enough for you to enter getting ready for a wave 3. And a wave 3s are usually the bullish ones, so they could go quite fast and quite far. That's kind of what I'm looking at. If you can't get a deeper correction on the C, it would still be nice to get it at somewhere along this lower trend line. I think it would be nice to test that trend line because it matches quite nicely here. It would be nice to catch the price on that trend line somewhere along the way. It doesn't have to, this could be more flat. It doesn't have to be so deep. And it could just be a back test of one of these highs. You know, it could be like that as well. But I think I would love to catch this when the price hits that trend line. I think that would be really nice. But obviously the best entry is going to be this one that I have here. But the thing about these trades is they may not, you may have the most amazing trade and it may not happen because the price just doesn't come to the place that you want to enter at the right time. The timing is important. So I think I would love to catch this where it hits this bottom line. And obviously as time passes, the line comes higher and higher and higher. You're not going to get a great price, but you will buy it on support. The invalidation is easy with these kinds of trend lines because you don't expect the price to lose the trend line. And if you do lose it, then as soon as it comes back, you have to exit because that's a failed trade. You just have to walk away from it because that's not what you're expecting. If you come back, wherever the price is, it comes back to this trend line, you're expecting it to hold and to continue. You're not expecting the price to, wherever it is, to come back to lose it. You're not gonna, it'll come back to, it'll give you one chance to escape a break even before continuing. And then if it does some kind of crazy V shape, then you still have a chance to get back in on the retest. Yeah, these trend lines are really nice because they're not very difficult to, because you have an invalidation. All right, I think that's that for Rio. I'll have another look at it in a few weeks' time. Oh my God, the whole market's red. What's going on? David just messaged me, have a look at BTC. Oh, there you go. Thank God I closed my, did you see that I closed my, I was in a BTC long and I closed it. Oh, look at that. That's a liquidation event. Oh, wow, look at that. Oh, look, the price went up, took the liquidity from the highs. Oh my God. So as long as we hold this channel, we're still good, huh? And at the moment you can't tell because we're just seeing what the price does and how the price behaves. It doesn't look like it's going down though, huh? It just looks like it's just capturing liquidity from these lows. What you want to happen now is for all of these people who are long, because you obviously have like limit longs all the way here. What you want is for these people to take profit, and what they'll take profit, they're going to be taking profit now because they're going to be in 1.5% profit. So now they're going to be taking profit, and yeah, and David, you're right. You saw the bearish div. That was the CVD that we were talking about. And it cleared the single prints. And we could see the OI going down. But look, it's still holding. See that, David? Look, it's still held on the 30-minute time frame. I think, how would you enter this now? It's very difficult. I think it's just best to let this play out. Where did it hit the value area high? You mean this bottom one here? not that one. Yeah. These longs are gonna these are just they're gonna take profit, huh? It's getting really, really volatile. It's really hard to trade this. Oh my god, look at that. I don't know what to say. I think we just have to be patient. It's cleared the liquidity from these lows. It's hit the single prints. It's back in the range. When does the 1 hour time frame close? Oh, the 1 hour's just opened. So the 1 hour is closed underneath this this level here. And we're kind of underneath that that midpoint, that mid channel. Excuse me. Let me have a look at that. So we're coming into the golden pocket now. That's a really big dumper. That's a really big dump. I think that's quite good because you want to flush out the leverage. This is all take profit on the shorts. Yeah, we've taken liquidity from these highs. I think this, we haven't taken liquidity from these highs. We're trying to get back into this range. Is too narrow. I think you want a kind of wider range. I did say it could go down and just down and up and fill those single prints. So that's why I wasn't too worried about them. Yeah. I mean, the trade would have been an SFP trade off this low here. You'd be in profit now, but your liquidation level is going to be down here. So it's not really a good trade. I think it'd be better to let this just settle down a bit. And then you could do, if you really want to enter, you could wait for a back test of this SR flip again. And it probably will, and that right now it looks like, excuse me, right now it looks like that that's the SR flip, like one more push down. Or we just continue in the range and this new level becomes your invalidation level, and then see what happens. That's going to scare a few people, huh? So look, we're back in the range now on the 5-minute chart. Let's see if the value area holds. Yeah, I can't. I think it's really hard to trade this. It's really difficult. Make sure you take your profit, huh, David? Let me see the other coin. Let me see. Look, ETH BTC. Oh, look, ETH BTC. Oh, look, this is it. Look, it went down below my second SFP level. So this is really important. We know now when ETH BTC is going to be strong. So this is what I've been looking for. This low here. Yeah. So mark this out on oh, well done, David. Nice trade. So mark this out. Excuse me. Mark this low, right? And if we start coming back above this level, that's going to be a good sign, right? If we start coming back above this level somehow, I don't know how we're going to get there. It might be like this: back test for resistance, and then it just comes back up. You used to suddenly see that behavior, and you get like a back test. That's basically telling you that that's the first thing you want to see for a reversal when it comes to ETH BTC. ETH BTC isn't going to reverse unless it gets back above this line. That's the point that I'm making. Yeah. So right now, it's an easy way to identify a reversal on ETH BTC because you have this lower line, and we just have to wait to see what happens. And it's a really bad time to sell from ETH into Bitcoin right now, because we're at the lows. You don't sell the lows. You're actually looking to buy the lows. And so what we're actually looking for right now is a reversal. Let me see what other coins dumped. Did other coins dump? Not really. Binance has been dumping into BTC. Injective, a little bit, not much. Optimism. There's quite a lot of volume on this this green candle. Oh look, red candle high volume, green candle pretty good volume. So yeah, I mean it's shook out a few people. It's held this SR flip, I think. This SR flip is holding, which is this previous high, which is what you want to see. And I did say I wasn't too worried about this trend line. It could either do this, or it could just, it could do this. As long as this horizontal line holds, I think Bitcoin is going to be fine in these higher levels. I'm not too worried about this one just yet. I think on the daily time frame, I would love a close above it though. I think the daily is going to be really important for this horizontal line, this trend line, this midpoint of this trend line that I have. So I just want the daily to close above that. I don't really care about the lower time frame because this is a higher time frame channel. But on the lower time frame, we don't want closes underneath this SR flip. And at the moment, what you have is, and this is your invalidation point. So anyone now taking long will have their stops here, because you're not expecting the price to go down and take, and that would look weird, right? So the problem is that it's just quite far away. David, I can't read two chats at the same time. Anyway, it's only us in the chat. All right, I think that's it. Huh? I'm done with that. I'll have a look at that later. We'll chat later. I'm gonna have to make a. Yeah. All right. Chat later. Thanks for joining my stream. If you want me to chart any charts, let me know. You need more screens. Yeah, I need more screens. If you want me to chart any charts, let me know. I'll do them tomorrow. What is that Manta airdrop rubbish? Dude, that's really, it's not easy to trade this. It's just, you could have taken that swing failure, but your stop is there. There's no risk versus reward. This range is shit. It's a really bad range. I think it's better to just leave it to figure itself out, and then once it settles down, you can trade other things. Yeah, I actually really like my RIO plan, and look how it dumped again. My RIO trade plan, I think I like it. There, this is what I'm looking for. Right, until tomorrow, see you guys.